Okay, it's indicating for me and it's taking the turn in. I'm not doing that, it's doing it all by itself. Okay, let's do some more autopilot testing. So I'm still playing around with this. I've had the car 3 weeks now, and there is an update waiting to happen. So every update, apparently the autopilot behavior changes a little bit. So I haven't done the update, the latest one, so I'm going to test it today, and then I'm going to retest it once I've done the update. Okay, now there is some options in terms of navigate on autopilot. Enable to start on every trip, yes. Speed-based lane changes, mild. Exit pass in lane, yes. Require lane change confirmation, yes. I'm going to try that. I haven't used this navigate on autopilot before, so this will be interesting to see. So that's done, and then I've got it set on double pull up till now, but I'm going to change to single pull now because I don't really use cruise control without the autopilot, without the steering. So let's see what happens. Leave that set on Tesla Vision. Set speed to current speed or speed limit. I'm going to change to speed limit. Now I have had a couple of issues with the speed limit where on the freeways in Australia it will spot like an off ramp that's a 60 and I'll still be on the freeway and it will slow me down because it changes the speed to what it sees on the slip road, but I'll still be on the main road. But let's just see. Okay, so with the autopilot function, you'll have a steering wheel that will appear up in the next to the park there, next to the P sign, when autopilot is available. Now that will happen on most roads where there's white lines, or the car can easily tell where the road is. Okay. So come out here. This is a dodgy road because they're not on a red there, so they have to let me in. Let's go. Now, the only thing that I'm concerned about using autopilot at the moment is the phantom braking. So I don't tend to use it when someone's right up the back of me. So I've got someone who's in a hurry at the moment. So let me show you this guy. He looks further away than he is. I'm going to let him come past because he's in a rush. So I'm just worried about the car braking for no reason and then the car behind me not realising for obvious reasons. I don't want that to happen. So okay, but now there's no one behind us. We've got the steering wheel symbol, so we're engaged. Now I do have Rainbow Road on. That just makes me very, very obvious that it's on, which is great. So the car is steering for me now. It's keeping, I've got it set to 4 cars in front, 3 cars. So now it's steering for me, so it's going to keep a distance of 3 cars between the car and me in front. I'm not doing anything now. The car's going to slow down, hopefully brake. So this is why I get a little bit worried. I have the foot in there, the brake, but nothing happens. I've got it set on 70. See, that's 70-70. If you had a different speed set for your cruising speed, you can go plus or minus relevant to the speed limit, or you can just set the speed whenever you turn the autopilot on. Whatever speed you're doing, it'll continue at that speed, but I've got it set to the speed limit currently. Okay, now I need to indicate here. So now when I'm indicating, because I'm turning, I'm going to disengage autopilot because obviously it's not full self-driving. It's not going to turn for me off the road that I'm on. So then I'm going to come this way, and then as soon as I get the double white lines again, I'm going to re-engage. Okay. So nice and simple, straight lane, white lines in the middle, white lines on the outside, so it should be nice and simple. No one's right at the back of me, so I'm happy there. Oh, there was a rock in the road there. I think that guy's going to get it. It's a good job I didn't hit that. That was like a boulder, it wasn't a rock. Go in here. Okay, now I have had it before where I've gone past a car that's slowing down like that, and it's slowed me down as well. I'm assuming that's part of the phantom braking that people talk about. And then I've had one stretch of the freeway where it nearly always really slows down, and I can't see anything on the road. I don't know why it's doing it, but it's done that a couple of times. This is where I get a little bit nervous coming up to traffic lights where there's a big distance in front of me and the car. Now it should obviously slow down for the car in front, but it does seem to approach quite fast, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. It didn't happen then because the lights didn't change red. Okay, I now need to get into the other lane. Okay, so see what happened there is that I took over by turning the steering wheel. You can disengage the autopilot by steering. So if I turn the steering wheel hard, it's going to let me take back over, or I can disengage by pushing up on the stalk. Okay, so we're now going onto the freeway. Obviously the freeway is the simplest version of autopilot, unless you start to get into the lane changing that I haven't played with. Let's get past that car. But it does make me nervous about the phantom braking still, especially at high speeds when someone's close to you, so I still don't use it when someone's right up the back of me. Okay, that person is very much in a hurry. Let them go. Okay, let's test it here. So I'm in the fast lane at the moment. I wouldn't normally sit in the fast lane at 100 k's an hour, but there's cars in front of me, so that's fine. I got nothing directly behind me, but you can see it's quite busy. That's a BYD Seal up ahead, over on the left lane. Now if I did want to creep the speed up, I can turn this wheel and you'll see there like it's going up 102, 103, 104, and then it's going to start to overtake this car now. There's the Seal. Nice looking car. I just wouldn't have chosen anything other than a Tesla. So it doesn't matter what I've gone and test driven in terms of electric cars. I was already 100% set on a Tesla, as are a lot of Tesla drivers, Tesla fanboys and girls. Okay, so if I want to creep the speed back down now, because I'm feeling like this is a little bit fast, can get speed cameras up here. I do use Waze in terms of speed cameras, where the Google Maps, I have got it set and it will chime for speed cameras, but it tends to only chime for the fixed speed cameras, not for the the police temporary setup ones or police radars and things. Now my understanding, I don't know if I'm right, is that if I indicate now on the freeway, it will change lanes for me, but I don't know whether you have to be on navigation for that. So no, I'm not sure how to do that. I'm going to have to read up on that. So I'm not sure if you need to be in navigation, or you need to say to put a pressure on the steering wheel to change lanes. But we'll try on the next one. Okay, so far I haven't had to intervene in any way at all. It's a little bit changing now. These cars coming on. Good, I do have a car up back of me, close-ish now, which I'm conscious of from the braking side. So I'm going to try and move over lanes when I can. There we go. Okay. So it disengaged the autopilot when I'd done that. So I indicated, put some pressure on the steering wheel, and it disengaged. So I'll let these cars come past. Okay, let's do a test. So I'm going to navigate. I'm going to put Ocean Key Shopping Centre because I know that's a turning up here on the left. Let's try and navigate into that and then see if it's going to come off the freeway for me. So, Ocean Key Shopping Centre. Okay, now we're going to Ocean Key Shopping Centre. Now it should. Now there's, interestingly, look, I've got this set up. So this is now showing that I think it means it's going to autopilot me off. If I engage it now, I don't know if I'm supposed to press that. So the turn-in will be 1 kilometre away. It should indicate and turn off the freeway. That's my understanding. Okay, it's definitely slowing down. Now this has a blue line in front of the car.
In 300 metres, take the NEWBIE Road northbound exit on the left. Now take the NEWBIE Road northbound
okay, it's indicating for me and it's taking the turn in. I'm not doing that, it's doing it all by itself. Well, and there's now it's speeding up to 100, but it should see that 70 now. Whoa, okay, I didn't like that. That went fast and turned fast into the lane. I had to make a decision because there was 2 lanes, and I think that's the big difference between the autopilot and the full self-driving. It would flow easier into 2 lanes. Okay, end trip. But that was good. That's the first time I've seen it not to do that. It actually turns off the freeway for you, but that's as far as it goes. Then you have to take over at some point. You have to disengage, take over. I should have gone right. Oh, interesting. I've got that BYD seal on the back of me. Let's pull away. Okay. So let's test it a little bit more on some more windy roads. So I've come off the freeway. I can run parallel to the freeway. To get home, I need to go on that same path, but this runs parallel with it, so that works. Okay, so I've turned it on again now. 70 max is the limit. It's steering for me and it's gonna go to that. There's lots of turns, lots of bumps, but you can see ahead, look, there's a roundabout. So I need to slow down for the roundabout. So I disengage. So if I do have a road like this with lots of roundabouts, I wouldn't normally use this. Just that it seems silly to be turning it on and off all the time. But let's just see how it handles this. So now the acceleration is going to go around corners. It's going to take me up to 70. No problem at all. Now if you do want, you can swipe this across. Look, and we have a bigger view of this. You see a lot of people using the full self-driving, they'll use this. And you still get the map, but it's hard to see. Okay, I didn't put any I didn't put any force on the steering wheel there for a few seconds, so it got angry with me. I don't actually know what the time is that you have to do that. Okay, now look, there's 60 limit there, see if that picks that up. Be interesting. No, okay, and there's roadworks. So I've disengaged, coming down to 40k. So obviously this doesn't handle things like this. Again, full self-driving does. But it's pretty cool. You can still see the map up there, small. If you know roughly where you're going, it's cool. I do like the big map on, especially if I'm on the freeway, just in case there's traffic. Okay, and it's still saying it's a 60 max, but it should recognise that 70 sign now. Oh yeah, it has. Ah, I wonder why that's saying 60 max, but the road says 70. But if I click on that, it should change that to 70. Okay, now we're accelerating. So whatever mode you have it in, if you've got it set on the current speed, so say I have it set on my current speed. Okay, now we're slowing down. For no reason, we're slowing down. This is the phantom braking. That's a good example. But there was something there, look, there's a digger there, not digger, cement mixer. So maybe I recognize that as something. and wanted to slow down. But if there was a car behind me there, I'd look like a plonker or upset some people. So, okay, nice. We've got a car in front of us now. Let's engage it again. That should keep me that distance away from the car. Accelerate when it's safe to do so. No one's close behind me, so I can keep it engaged. We do have traffic lights now. With the traffic lights, oh no, the car's gone. See, this is where I get a little bit nervous. So now it should change to 60, and it should slow me down because there's cars ahead with brake lights on. Okay, I'm not doing anything. Not doing anything. Okay. And now go, go, go. Yep. Yeah, that's good. Okay, roundabout up ahead, so we'll disengage. So one thing you can do, because I've got a car behind me, something obviously we should be doing all the time anyway, is monitoring, you know, what's going on. So while I'm doing this, if I have my foot by the accelerator, and then obviously I can quickly go over to the brake if I need to, but if it does start to slow down like it did for that cement mixer, I can just touch the accelerator and I'll take over and I can accelerate again. So you can, you know, stop it if it's doing some silly braking, but I'm still a little bit nervous that it's going to brake really hard and then it could cause an accident behind, or someone could go in the back of me or something like that. Okay, roundabout, disengage. Little road now. I'm going to drop the speed down, even though it says it's 60 here. I'm going to drop it down to 50. And what you do have to be careful of, if you're driving like this on a smaller road, I've had one occurrence where I've used it, where I opened out into a double road that didn't have a white line, and then it started to center me in the center of that road, which is obviously not acceptable when it's a two-way street. So you need to be a little bit careful on things like that. Traffic lights ahead, I'm probably going to have to take over because I'm guessing that's going to change. Yeah. Okay. So overall, I think, you know, obviously if you're on a long journey, if you want to do something like have a drink, you know, if I want to use this drink, I want to do this and have a drink while I'm going, it's much safer than trying to do that and control everything. You've obviously got to be careful. You've got to keep your foot close to the brake, close to the accelerator you're observing. I would do exactly the same thing if I was using FSD as well. And as your confidence improves with it and you get used to it, then over time, obviously you'll just find where you're safe with it, where you're comfortable. So I'm going to finish the video there. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions or if you have any advice. Obviously I'm new to using this, and if you've been using it for a while, you might be able to help me out. But if you're new to Teslas or don't have a Tesla and you've got any questions, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll speak to you in the next one.